Hello everyone, this is Aditya Mehta and you are listening to Personality Development Podcast where we explore different personal development topics and we dive into the amazing journeys of these amazing individuals who have converted their passion into purpose and later into a successful career. In today's episode, we have one such individual with us. He's the epitome of creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. From engineering to pioneering solutions for home and office automation, his journey is truly an inspiration. But before diving straight into the episode, I would first like to extend my warm thank you to the sponsors of today's episode. That is New Image Consulting, an organization dedicated to help corporates and individuals alike to discover their full potential, develop their personal brand, and live the life to the fullest. Now, coming back to today's guest, we have none other than Vishal Tejwani. Hey Vishal, what's up? How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. Very happy to have you on this show. I really appreciate you took out your valuable time and being a part of this show.
My pleasure.
How are you feeling right now? It's like
Honestly, like speaking to a friend.
of course, and we have been a great friend.
Yeah.
So audience, I would just like to give a good background about how we met in my solo trip to Panchgani. And in Panchgani, we just met and we did connected with each other pretty well.
Correct.
Great. Vishal, first of all, like I gave a very pretty short, crisp introduction of yours. Okay. But if you can give a brief introduction about yourself.
So, first thing first, I'm an engineer, and I love creating solutions to the problems. That's the whole coverage of my personality.
Hmm.
And I did my engineering in software development, but I hate doing software. My passion lies in robotics and electronics.
Hmm.
Why robotics and electronics? Just I love things moving. I cannot sit at a desk and just work on one screen. I like machines moving.
Right.
Why I did software engineering is as a backup. I didn't want to do software engineering. It's just I knew that if I did software engineering, I'm gonna get a job if nothing else worked out. I started learning robotics on my own. So during college, I cleared my JEE mains, but I was in TSEC, Tadoma Shani Engineering College. It's in Bandra.
Right.
I chose that college because there was no pressure of attendance.
Right.
And my dad works there, so even if like I didn't really go to college, the punishment was call your parents. So I was sorted there.
Right.
So if I so the whole reason of choosing that college was to not go to college and learn robotics and electronics on my own. The whole idea of it, why I didn't choose a college in India which is already teaching this is simple. In my research I didn't find any leading college which are doing excellent in robotics and electronics. Like I haven't seen where they have produced a really good. At least in my research, maybe I'm completely wrong. There are great
Right.
colleges. I just don't know them. So it was a quick decision that I'll probably just do it on my own.
Right.
If you want to know how it all started, like what kicked me into it, into robotics, I'll tell you the journey.
Wow.
Okay. So college lecture starts at 8.
Right.
8 सुबह का 8. I stay in Kalyan. So I had to travel. पहले तो I had to wake up at 6 or 6 something, catch a train, come to Bandra, switch a train from the other, come to Bandra, and then wait for a auto line.
Correct.
And I hated waiting in auto line because I was like, or should just go into auto and just reach to classes. And then I was like, इसका कुछ तो solution कर सकते हैं. And at that time I was very much into a YouTuber called Casey Neistat.
Hmm.
And Casey Neistat roams around New York on a electric skateboard. It's a boosted board.
Yeah.
Company shut now, but it's an electric skateboard where even like a major award shows, Oscars or Grammys, wherever he was invited to, he would go on an electric skateboard. And I was like, probably it's not a toy because he's using it to travel anywhere. That there must be something.
Right.
इंडिया में तो नहीं मिलता था एंड इफ यू हैड टू इम्पोर्ट इट वुड कॉस्ट यू अराउंड 1.3 lakhs फॉर अ 17-year-old just getting into college. 1.3 was a big deal.
Yeah.
And asking your dad for an electric skateboard to skip an auto, probably very hard thing to convince.
Yeah.
So what I thought was I'll just make on my own.
Oh wow.
Started making on my own. Dad absolutely disapproved. Said you are wasting your time. The thing is, because I cleared JEE mains, my dad was expecting college में आके तो फोड़ देगा. All teachers were expecting ये तो top करेगा because all of that, and exactly opposite happened. I was not going to college. I was not sitting in lectures, and teachers started assuming I don't really want to do engineering. The thing was opposite. I was at home learning.
Right.
Then my 12th standard physics teacher actually sponsored the project, said I'll give you money, you just make it. And I did make it. I made the electric skateboard, and then for first and second year of college, I was going to college every single day on that skateboard. I had a wireless remote in my hand. With that, you could accelerate. If you pull the ring back, I had a ring in my finger like a remote. It had if you move the ring ahead, it would go ahead, and then if you pull it back, it would break.
Right.
Because this electric skateboard is not a simple thing to do, it's a hard thing to do. It teaches you a lot of things. How to create a battery, what motors are you gonna use, wiring, all of that in one single project. So I think because I chose such a hard task to do, it kickstarted my journey into robotics and electronics pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have anybody else to tell me you should do this. I was doing it because of a need. I think that's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
So from there, I was just, and it just made me fall in love with machines from there.
Wow.
I just couldn't stop. Anything else, if I could see that I can make this, I would just think of making it on my own and making it better.
Wow. Man.
That was the whole starting of how I came into engineering, like that, like proper engineering where building stuff is the whole ethos of engineering, I would say.
That's amazing. You just reminded me of this amazing web series known as The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Because the
Correct.
nerds always
Correct,
find a
correct.
solution
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
technology, right? And I must say that you have lived the life of topper, but in front of many, you were a backbencher.
Yeah.
Because you didn't went to college as well.
Absolutely not. Like the first, second year, I had no friends. I would walk down the college. I would have absolutely no idea if that person was in my class or not. I would
Wow.
have no clue. I'll share you one story.
Yeah, sure.
Because I didn't go to college at all. In my first year, we had to submit journals. Like
Right.
you had to submit journals.
Yeah.
So I went to college to submit journal, and there was someone coming from a batch on a stairs, and I asked him where to submit it. So like second floor staff room. I was like, okay. I reached to the staff room. I had a journal in my hand, and there are 6 teachers sitting, 3 in this row, 3 in opposite row. I have no idea who teaches math in my class. Now who to submit, who to give that
Right.
journal. I was just holding, and I was like, some teacher will say keep it here. but that was not my lucky day. They were like, who are you? And I was like, I'm in this class. They're like, you have never attended a lecture. And then worst part is, after grilling me about attendance, everything, that teacher who was grilling me told me give it to Sushmita ma'am.
And you didn't know
Now I
who
have no
Sushmita-
idea who Sushmita ma'am is, and they grilled me more. But yeah, it worked out eventually. But yeah, that's the whole first, second year. I didn't go to college at all.
Oh, wow.
Zero. Yeah.
Interesting. So even a guy who doesn't go to college can create some amazing
Yeah,
miracles
yeah,
with the help
definitely,
of technology for
definitely.
sure. Amazing journey, dude. But one thing which I have to ask you over here is, what made you switch from electric skateboard to home automation and office automation?
So correct. Perfect question. I'll give you an idea. Okay. I'll tell you the whole journey of how smart homes came in.
Yeah.
If I had to go do something in engineering. There are two passions where my passions lie. One is smart homes, automation, basically no human intervention in doing your work. Second is EVs. Okay, I did EV as an electric skateboard. It was a part of the EV branch.
Right.
Now, where smart homes comes in is to join a two wire, you have to solder. Solder is basically a process of between two wires, you have to melt a metal or melting point. It's called tin. Tin you have to melt between two, and the wires get joined because of the molten metal between them.
Correct. Yeah.
Because you have to melt a metal, it's a very low. It heats up it melts at 240 degrees temperature, whatever. You have to turn the fan off so that it heats up fast. Now my desk didn't have a switch which is nearby, and I got annoyed getting up again and again to turn the fan off.
Right.
And I just thought there has to be something that I can make.
Yeah.
Researched on internet. I was like, and it was expensive. I think the starting range was at that time was 10,000 for one switch at that time. Now it's cheaper, but yeah, that time. And I was like, I'll make it again. And then I made it for my home, and then I just forgot about it. No, I just thought it's just for me. Nobody is gonna buy it.
Right.
Then so first 2 years I was just third year mein there was one competition in college called TSEC Tech Expo. In there most of the students were showcasing their projects.
Right.
I literally one day before the competition I went to the HOD and I was like, I want to show something, and she's like, okay.
Right.
Like at 5 p.m. like college was ending, she was just leaving, and I was like, give me a table. I made a prototype of that device. I had a very corner bench in the exhibition room. Put a banner. Dad helped me, of course, to put the banner, and then I had put 3 bulbs in it in a prototype where you could use the app and you could use Google Home. On that bench there were 3 bulbs and a single person. Everybody had a team. I remember the person next to me, like the students next to me, in the 4th year, and they were doing something in blockchain, and the other person was doing something in cryptocurrency.
Wow.
Somebody else was doing something. I was like, okay, let's just forget about winning. Let's just have fun. Like let's meet new tech.
Of course. Yeah.
And so the judge came. He's actually a founder of a company called Quicksell. So he came and I just showed him, turned it on through the app. Then I said, hey Google, turn the lights on, and the lights on, and he was just in love with it. And he was just flattered and like, why are you not selling it? Just start selling it, make it a product. And that situation I was like, no, I'll be greedy with money, so I'll not do it. Worst mistake of my life. If I started then, probably would have earned us good money. And that was the whole starting, where he put a thought in my head that can be a product that you can sell. I ended up winning that competition without having any expectation. So the exhibition was on the 2nd floor. The announcement happened in the auditorium. Okay. In some other classroom or auditorium. I had no expectation, zero expectation that I'm gonna win. I didn't go to the auditorium. I just didn't go. And they were announcing my name where like winning team is Vishal Tejwani, and somebody came in rushing, Vishal, you have won, just go and get the prize. And there I was like, wow. And the founder met me, told me, make it a product, sell it, do not sit for placements. I did not take it seriously, but that was the whole start. Where the starting point of the smart homes came in, that was the start, where the product was there. In the 4th year, I eventually started selling the product, but that was the start where smart homes came in.
Wow, that's pretty amazing, dude. I mean,
it was fun.
It was fun, and you didn't even wanted to win, or like you didn't had any hopes to win that one.
But I was just going there with because I was around tech and around people who are building some tech. It was just fun for me. It was just like a fair, and it was fun. So I was just there, but it worked out well.
It worked out well, and that's pretty amazing, right? I mean, just doing it for yourself, and then you come to know that you can actually solve a bigger problem.
Correct.
And that problem can be laziness, right?
Exactly. It's convenience, I would say. Laziness, people still turn the switches on by getting up, but if you had a convenience of doing it from anywhere you are in the world. I think that's what the selling point is, the convenience.
Yeah, the convenience.
Yeah, you
Right.
can go from short distance on a cycle also, but you
Correct.
have a scooter which is providing you convenience to not pedal.
Right.
It's simple as that.
It's simple as that. That's very well said. Now I would little shift towards the money part, okay? Because that's the most important
Correct.
thing before
Correct.
building any tech, I would
Correct.
say, because building tech itself requires a lot of money, okay?
Huh.
And me being a person who is into the field, like even building software requires a lot of money because you have to buy
Correct.
server and then people
Correct.
can come over and
Correct.
many things like that. So when you created an electronic skateboard and then you created this home automation device, how much did that cost you?
So electronic skateboard did cost me around 60,000.
Okay.
First prototype.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say how did I get that money?
Okay.
I used to edit videos for surgical videos for doctors.
Hmm.
ठीक है. Now doctors pay you a lot for
Yeah.
simple stuff. They are technically little handicapped, but yeah, they pay you a lot. I
Yeah.
actually was charging 500. A lot of doctors were like, I'll pay you 1,000 because you're charging less from the other people. Why? Because a lot of people doesn't like to see cut up people. Surgical videos are very gross to see for some people. I was okay with it.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'll edit it, and they were paying me one video 1,000 rupees. I was like, okay, I'll do 10. then I got 10 doctors. Then it was like, okay, easy money.
Yeah.
And it was not something editing; it was just cut paste. Like you had to trim the video. That's it.
Right.
And I was learning also of the human body, like what this is, how you are removing the tumor, what is this surgery called. I just gained knowledge and it was fun.
Right.
So I was not earning. I was just getting money from there, putting into this. So I'll tell why engineering, robotics and electronics engineering is not very popular in India.
Hmm.
With one laptop, you can code probably 10, you can learn 10 languages, you can do a lot of courses on one
Yeah.
laptop. That
Yeah.
can last you for 6 years. If you buy a good laptop, 6 to 7 years, a good laptop can work. ठीक है?
Correct. Yeah.
Investment amount is 70-80,000,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Now, if you have a 70-80,000 ka investment which is lasting you 7 to 8 years, 6 to 7 years, it's a very cheap thing.
Yeah.
But in robotics, you have to buy motors.
Hmm.
That motors might get obsolete because it's a old technology. You
Hmm.
might have to and one student, probably two students need one motor to work on. One motor can be 20K.
Hmm.
ठीक है. Not only that, you have electronics devices that students 99.99% will break it.
Yeah.
So you have to constantly change them or repair them.
Right.
Then you need little bit of infrastructure where students are allowed to break things. Not to we are taught to not touch this computer. Don't छेड़छाड़ मत करो अगर wires खराब हो गई तो.
Correct.
The thing is, if you are not allowing the curiosity to free flow into, अगर वो सोच रहा है कि ये वायर कहाँ जाती है, मॉनिटर में जाती है, means that's a monitor wire without you teaching them.
Right.
That means he was already curious.
Yeah.
But if you block him there only, that touching electronics is a bad thing. It's not for you.
Yeah.
People are inherently fearful of electronics.
Correct.
To me, it was the opposite. Where I remember we had Nintendo where we used to play Mario.
Hmm.
ठीक है. It broke once. My dad opened it, found where the problem was, fixed it, and I was like, oh, you can do that with, like, you can actually open electronics and touch it. Like, okay. And from there, my fear, I had the fear of not touching the electronics was never instilled on me.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
That's a good thing.
But that's the observation I have seen a lot of people do. Like a lot of teachers will tell students to not touch computers, just interact with keyboard. If they are interested, let them do it.
Correct.
If they are breaking if college has a budget of repairs, better repairs, I think that's where India will produce first-hand companies. We will not be copycats. Ola, Uber se dikha.
Right.
Then we have what do you say? Zomato is like DoorDash thing. We would be the first-hand companies. Like let's say which hardware are you using today, which is built by India? I would say only one company that would come in my mind is Tata and Mahindra, who are building cars.
Correct.
Electronics में Sony TVs made by Sony, Samsung, LG. ACs are made by Mitsubishi, O General, whichever companies.
Yeah.
Even mics. Indians are not building hardware.
Yeah.
World works on hardware, you cannot, software will be sold, ठीक है, वो तो बेच देंगे, हार्डवेयर तो कंज्यूम होता ही है.
Correct.
It's unskippable. Like you are gonna build trains, you are gonna build fighter jets. World is airplanes. Indians have such a great knowledge. We are not building airplanes. Like we have engineers here. It's a monopoly by two companies, Boeing and one other company. It's crazy that the thought of we can build something is so far fetched in our own brains. It's not.
Correct.
It's not that we cannot build. It's just we are not allowed to think that we can build a hardware.
Right.
And that is where I don't feel that is where I feel is a restriction where Indians are not building hardware. And you see, I was getting so to me one video ka 1,000, then 10 videos 10,000. A lot of people are very attracted to money. I was not. I was attracted to buying electronics more so that I could learn more.
Right.
I never wanted money to spend on my luxuries. I would want money to purchase more tools to learn.
Right.
So if you love money also, then if you get money, you will start saving. कि ये पैसा बचा के I will spend it somewhere else. Then you are stopping your learning. I bought laser cutters. I bought 3D printers ka parts. I built 3D printers. I bought a lot of tools which still today I use them to help so that I can build my own products. I believe in the early 20s, loving money is the career suicide. Like if you are chasing money to spend it on you, I think that's a career suicide. You should use money is a tool to achieve your to express your thoughts. That is what money buys. If you think money is to buy you luxury, then I think you are chasing the wrong horse.
That's wonderfully said. I really appreciate that, and probably I'm looking for doctors now. Anyway, but very well said. You know, you always have to make sure that the money which you are investing, and basically it's to fulfill your passion.
Yeah.
And you have done a great job in that, buying certain equipments, and I would definitely like to come to your place and visit.
Now
the
I have a new
entire
office also.
laboratory.
I would
Wow.
like someday, like I'm gonna keep a party, just see all the machines.
Wow,
Yeah.
that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I would be the first one to come for sure.
I'll invite you. It's not set up properly yet, but I'm doing it. I think by the end of this month it's gonna be done.
Wow.
And then yeah.
Wonderfully said. Now, coming on to your main core business about home automation and
Yeah.
office automation, which you have mentioned, and I remember when we had a little chat in Panchgani, you had mentioned that it's a bootstrap business.
Correct.
Right? So how did it started? What was the first order, and how did the money came in for bootstrap business?
Correct. I'll tell. Uh, the whole point is just start. Starting is a very difficult thing.
Yeah.
If you are thinking raising money will help you start, then you are thinking wrong. Starting depends on you, how you are starting. Again, money is a tool from VC wherever it is coming. In my brain, starting like अगर मेरे को अभी पैसे नहीं है, then how should I start in an alternative way? That was my case. So I had put a story on my Instagram. Hey Google, turn on the lights. And so I'll tell my company ka name first so that everybody knows. It's called Build ASAP Smart Homes. Website is buildasap.in. Build ASAP is @Build ASAP is everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want to search.
Right.
Okay. So how did it start is I had put a story on my personal Instagram where I was saying, hey Google, turn on the lights. One of the friends from my college who has a huge house saw the story and was like, I want to do this at my house.
Right.
Okay. I was 19-year-old at that time. Placements were just coming in college.
Right.
And then it was his chachu's house, and he told me let's have a meeting with my chachu and see what he thinks. And I showed him a prototype of the 3 bulb prototype that I had for the competition. I showed him there, and he was they are from a very big Marwadi textile business.
Right.
Okay. Now he liked the way I was building stuff. He was like, you're young, and I told him, see, product is not ready yet. I'm gonna use your money, whatever advance you are paying, to build the product. The product is gonna be good because I know how to make it,
Right.
and I guarantee that is gonna work for 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't say for 1 or 2 years. I was like, I know it is gonna work for 12 because I had done the testing. Before installing in my room, I'm like, I don't want to change it again and again. So I wanted to know how long it works. So I kept it, programmed it in a way so that I could turn it on and off, like non-stop till it breaks.
Wow.
And I calculated an average day, how many times are you turning the light on, and I divided by how many times it worked, and the life came out to be 12 years.
Wow.
So I told him all of that is happening, and I pitched it in a way that he was sold. Midway he was sold. Like, okay, take the advance and build the product and give it to me.
Right.
So like, yeah, wonderful.
Wonderful. I really like the way you have convinced people to buy your product. Okay,
When it didn't exist.
when they didn't exist. So audience, I would just like to say you this, that you keep listening to this podcast because we have amazing episodes on communication skills and building confidence. So these things will help you and will help anyone, right? Like coming back to you, Vishal, you explained amazingly, like entire thing, but again, the bravery of getting started, okay, and without the product being existing, okay, that's really a big thing. I just want to know what was the reaction of your parents, because nowadays in India, when you start
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
your parents are like, पहले अपना future secure कर
Correct.
लो,
Correct.
एक job कर लो, पैसे जमा कर लो, फिर जो करना है
Correct.
करना. That's the ideal parent thinking, right?
Correct.
So when you started this and when you didn't went for a placement, what was their reaction and what were their advices?
The saddest human beings on earth. Like, their sadness was evident. Like,
Right.
my dad had a hope that he's gonna get some good package, he's gonna go some good company, and then okay, like job karega. Now I'll tell what was going on in my mind. ठीक है? This one client at 19-year-old, उनके घर का bill था 1.2 lakhs. ठीक है? Now to me 1.2 lakhs with one client, oh shit, like holy shit.
Seriously, yeah.
ठीक है?
For me as well.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, 1.2 lakhs मिल रहा है. Whatever manufacturing cost is, still I'm making profit.
Yeah.
Like 1.2 lakhs one client, right? If I just find 12 clients in a year, ठीक है? I'm set. Like 12 lakhs का package मिल रहा था. This is more than that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, if I get 12 clients in January, then I'm sitting 11 months free.
Right.
Then I can just chill for 11 months. I wouldn't, but
Yeah,
I was
of
like,
course.
technically I can.
Yeah.
And then I was like, ठीक है, let's give it a try. It's not hard to convince 12 people. Like one तो हो गया. Like he's gonna tell 2 other people, उसमें से एक तो हो ही जाएगा.
Correct.
Now I need 10 more. 10 is like, okay, doable.
Right.
So that was going on in my head, and dad was opposing with all his will. Like, how my dad has done jobs for 26 years.
Ah,
ठीक है?
right.
To him, knowing where the salary is going from coming from the next month is the greatest thing. Whatever the market, whatever the happening, he knows
Right.
where salary is coming from.
Right.
Like, you don't know how to do business. You have no idea how to scale up the product. You have never been to a production house, how the production is happening of products.
Right.
What if product doesn't work? What if this? I'm like, everything is against me, but I know I can make it work.
Right.
If you know, like I knew electronics because I had learnt myself without somebody enforcing it on me. I
Right.
learnt it because I wanted to. So if you gave me an exam, I would be excited to be in that exam.
Yeah.
Because I want to write, like, okay, this question is asking, I'm gonna answer it.
Yeah.
So this was exam for me. What happens in real world now if you
Yeah.
are selling the product?
Right.
And then I made the product, it started working beautifully. And then he got it done at his house. My friend jiska chachu tha got it done at his house. By the time my friend's house was built, my device was it was 6th version of the device that I had installed first.
Wow.
After that, the friend got it installed at her sister's in-laws, second sister's in-laws. Then the chachu told other people. I just from word of mouth, I got more than 12 clients. I was like, ठीक है, 1 year में तो 12 हो गए. Now next year you can do 24.
Correct.
So that was the case. So in job, I would know that by the end of 12 months, I'm gonna get 12 lakhs. Probably after taxes less.
Right.
And I had to wait 12 months to do that. If I just worked hard enough and finished my 12 lakhs ka target in January, I'm 11 months free. So it was freedom. Like it was to me, like you just have to work hard, which you already do, which you already love to do. Then the outcome is money anyways. Like
Right.
I was not enticed by money. It was just the outcome of the process.
Right.
And I was just like, just work hard. That's it. You love to work. You love to build products, and you are getting paid for it. I didn't like if somebody told me that they want the device before like him paying, I'd be like, yeah, I'll give it to you like for free. Like I was getting paid for it was the outcome. Like it was great.
Right.
Yeah, but do earn money. Like you do charge
Of
people.
course,
yeah. Yeah, money is very important. It's
Right.
not something I will not downplay the importance of money. It's just very important thing that you should have.
Right.
It buys you freedom. Like nothing else. Like bootstrap. Like we come on the thing of the question was how did I do
How-
bootstrap?
yeah.
Okay. I started by telling clients, see, I need 50% of the advance. I'm not a big company that I can just install it and then. And then the leverage was, I will give you login ID after you pay me full money of the app. So even if the devices are installed, I would have to give them login ID, right?
Of course.
So
yeah.
they would pay. None of the clients ever hesitated. They all loved me, honestly. Like they all love the product. I mean, they all love the product. Yeah.
Right.
They everybody just one of the client is IIT professor also.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember her husband calling me after installing the product 2 years later, telling me that the best is he had a heart attack. So he was he was bedridden after this. And he called me one day, and his best decision was this home automation thing because I don't have to get up from my bed to turn on anything.
Yeah.
Like AC is working, TV is working, I'm changing them. Like, and he was expressing his like happiness, like just keep doing it. And that reinforcement of from the people that they are using the product till today, that first client is still using it.
Wow.
Like they themselves, like they have a kid, they have kids now and everything. So in kids room when they sleep, they just turn the lights off when they are in their room.
Yeah.
Or when they leave the house and kids are just turning the lights on, or the other room when they are sleeping, they turn the lights off. And seeing all of that just makes me want to do it more and more. Like
Right.
make a more better product, and then keep
Of
doing
course
it.
to sell it.
Yeah. Of course to sell it.
Amazing. That's pretty much a great journey, dude. I mean, I just love talking to you right now, and I'm going to ask more questions to you.
Ask.
The exact thing which I wanted to ask you as well, because when when we had a talk, you also mentioned about that this will work without the internet connection.
Correct.
Right? Now, normally with internet connection, the home automation works and everyone knows about it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
But you mentioning that it's gonna work without internet connection.
Correct.
Okay. And it's a little technical question, so I will allow you to speak technically a bit.
Yeah.
But if you can explain somewhat to the audience about how this works without internet connection.
Correct. So till now, like take 2 years back ka smart home products, all of them 99.99% of the products works on internet. अगर घर पे internet बंद हो गई, it will not work.
Right.
I personally face this problem in India, where even in cities like Goregaon, posh Gokuldam in Goregaon or Worli or Bandra, internet was still going off. And people were, and if I'll tell you, once you click the on button on the app, you're never touching your switch again. I have you for life, like
Okay.
always. So as soon as their internet would stop, I'll get a call, Vishal, system nahi kaam kar raha hai. I was like, I know, because your internet is off. But they would say कि technically it's not their fault कि उनके it's not my fault also, it's not their fault also, the
Right.
system should work.
Right.
It's just Indian customer wants the product to work in any condition.
Correct.
Even though their internet is off, they're probably gonna blame you, not blame you, but express their desire of
their
using
own-
the product
yeah.
without internet also.
Right.
And I got a very strong feedback. Offline should be a thing where you should focus on. It's a very important need. It cannot be skipped. Like होती है like 90% of the time your internet is off, but when the 10% it doesn't work, that's where the little bit of frustration comes from a client. Like you are so used to turning the lights on with the button,
Right.
with the app,
Yeah.
you are so used to it that when you sit on a sofa and you just turn the lights on and the AC on, and
Right.
when it doesn't work, you are frustrated. Like now you have to get up. Now you in that 10% of the time you feel pay kiya hai to nahi chal raha. Even though it's not my fault, but then
but
I
because
had to work on it.
convenience has
Correct.
become the habit.
So I worked hard on it. So Apple, Google, Samsung, Amazon, more other companies came together to solve this. Worked on a type of an operating system called Matter. ठीक है? Matter is a sort of operating system. So if my device supports Matter, you can add it in your iPhone. She can add it in her Google Home. They both will work offline without internet. Third is it's a first party integration. Right now what you have to do is you have to install some company ka app. If you have a smart home, you'll have to install some company ka app, create a login ID, go near the device, pair it, put the Wi-Fi in the device. Then if you want to connect it with Google Home, Alexa or Siri, you have to Siri to chalta hi nahi India mein. There nobody has Apple Home right now in India yet. You go to their Google ka connect with Google ka thing in their app settings mein kahin par. In there you go and then log in with Google, whatever you do, and then give them access of your data and all, and then you can use Google. Right? It's a very major thing. It troubled me to set it up. So I knew Matter was coming. It's used to call CHIP before chip, Connected Home Internet Protocol karke, from some 2 years back. It all came together and they called it Matter. I was the one started working on when the beta release came. I was like, this is going to be the future.
Right.
And I bet on it. I finished my software that was that is currently working with the Matter. And now since it's working, Matter ka biggest selling point is works offline. It works online and offline. Does it not just offline? It works online and offline, and it has first party integration with all the apps. If you have an iPhone, you would already have an Apple Home. You don't need to install any other app. Scan the QR code, click OK, that's it. The device is in your home. You do not need to even put Wi-Fi in, because your iPhone already has a Wi-Fi and it's a first party integration, so you don't need to put another Wi-Fi. It just takes from your iPhone ka settings. And it's so easy. That is the beauty of the current product.
Okay.
So it has evolved from, I have the old system that works on server, yes, but now it is gonna be serverless. So if someday something happens to me or my company shuts down, any other company right now, if they shut it down, all the devices will stop working.
Wow.
Even though if you have hardware, the device will stop working because not able to connect to server.
Right.
And it's a big issue. It happened in US. Countless companies just went bankrupt because they had to keep paying server cost. The more the clients they had, the more server cost they had to pay.
Right.
They reached to a point where they couldn't. They shut the company down. Even though you bought the hardware, like for example bulb, it will not work because not able to connect to Wi-Fi, internet.
Right.
And their server
internet
is
Wi-Fi.
unreachable.
Yes.
So you had to throw them away. But with this, anything happens with my company, you still will be able to use the products forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is the whole point of being serverless, and this is the first company in India to do right now.
Wow.
As far as I know.
Of course. But I'm pretty sure that has to be the first company, because even I haven't heard about any company which works this way.
Correct.
So that's pretty wonderful, and I really appreciate you sharing the entire detailed description of it, because many people would like to know about it. Also, you being so curious about knowing different things, okay, and working on different things and working on the solution using your engineering brain. Any advices and which you would like to give to the young engineers out there who are in college and who are just coming out as a fresher?
Don't be afraid to break stuff. The things will be fixed. If you break it, if it's so necessary to use, it will be fixed. Don't be afraid to break it. Once you break it, you're gonna learn how it can be fixed, and that's your journey. That's how your learning journey begins.
Wonderfully said. Being a 24-year guy, I mean, you definitely have some great philosophies in your mind, but that has helped you in creating a better product.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. One last question, I promise, Vishal, that I'll be asking, and that is, what are you planning for future with the Build app?
So current plan is to now because it's serverless, I can directly go scale it up to B2B, where the products are probably will be reaching to you from shops, from online Amazon, Flipkart, where you can directly buy other than my website.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell few of the products are there which nobody else is doing, which are gonna come.
Mhm.
One is your home spotlight brightness control,
Right.
which right now in India nobody is doing.
Hmm.
Tough to do, but yeah, that one thing. And the other devices, I created a device which sits behind your switchboard, and anything on your switchboard becomes smart. So let's say you have a Philips car tube light and have a Havells car fan. Both are not smart. Both are 2, 3, 4 years old, but you want to use them on your Apple Home or Google Home with the app. Wiring is also done. You have an old house. My device can sit behind a switchboard, and without changing any wiring, without changing anything, device is small enough. It's smaller than your AirPods. It sits behind the switchboard. Anything on that switchboard will become smart. So let's say your Philips car tube light, which was old, and Havells car fan, they both will work on the Apple Home without doing anything. You don't need to change any appliances.
Wow. So without any hustle and bustle, you can actually make the whole automation in
Correct.
your at your place.
Yes.
And that can work for small enterprises as well, which
Correct.
works on in the little shops, and they can
Yes.
also automate their shops
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well. That's pretty wonderful. I just gave you an idea. However, going ahead, uh, I mean, I know I said last question, but I'm
keep
just
asking.
curious, you know. So this question I really want to ask, that is there anywhere in the future, okay, where every home can get automated in a very affordable price?
Definitely. I will say not distant future. It's a very near future. I'll say
Mm-hmm.
probably 7 to 8 months.
Wow.
Not even that far. Like if you want to do it, it's so affordable that you can just get the product, install it, and get it done. Probably my product. That's why I'm saying 6 to 7 months.
Of course.
Yeah, and I think in distant future, if you see, take any company, take any startup today, what their what they are doing is bringing a service to your phone. Zomato is trying to bring the products, food, basically through your phone, like bringing the service through your phone, so you don't need to put effort. Blinkit is doing that, Swiggy is doing that, Uber is doing that, trying to bring the taxi directly to your phone.
Right.
Take any company, this is what everybody is doing. I'll take you 10 years ahead, where nobody is gonna use the switches. You are gonna either use Siri or something, or you can just control them with your mind. But to control them, you are gonna need the hardware. You're gonna need the physical product to turn on. Software is gonna probably get built by a lot of company.
Right.
Hardware is gonna be me. That is what I'll do.
I like that attitude, dude. That's really confidence, and this is amazing. And I really enjoyed talking to you for this entire conversation. Has
I
been
hope
the
it was
best
fun.
conversation till date, I would say. And talking to a friend is always like that, I
Yeah.
believe, right? Any lasting message which you would like to give to the audience?
Just have fun with what you are doing.
Wow, great. Thank you so much for taking out your valuable time to be a part of the show. I really appreciate that.
Oh, it was
Audience
fun.
has already appreciated you. So, I mentioned you in my community as well, and they were pretty excited to see you on the podcast.
Oh, nice.
And audience, I would like to tell you as well that if you want to join our community and ask question to the experts, make sure to click on the below link in the description, and also do reach out to builtaccept.in. The link is mentioned in the description, so you are just a click away from Vishal Tejwani. With that being said, this is Aditya Mehta along with Vishal Tejwani signing off from this episode. See you in the next one. Till then, peace out.